Hello guys, and welcome back to another class of our course about the complete introduction to Photoshop. So in today's class we are still going to talk about colors, and we are going to learn how to use the curves feature a little bit more in an advanced way. So basically in the past few classes we talked about the colors. So basically the darkest part should be black, the brightest part should be white, and the middle color should be somewhere around the gray. And this is exactly where we are going to put all this into application. So first of all, what you guys would need is simply to import a picture. So basically here, as you can see, I have a picture and I have created a layer of the picture. So you can work directly on the smart object, it doesn't really matter. So first thing, as always, what we'll do, we'll simply click on the color feature, and what we want to work with the curves. So basically this is our picture right now, and what we want to do with this picture is pretty simple. We want to have the real colors or the natural colors from this picture, and it's possible to have. So as you can see, this picture at first is more tends more to the pink, and it's more it tends more to the red / pink. So basically it's not you have the natural colors of the picture. Here you have blue, but it's not like the real picture in itself. So what we want to do right now is simply go and get the natural colors of this picture and try to keep the quality as good as possible. So first thing that we want to do, instead of playing with the curves instead of playing with everything right here, it's gonna be good, but not as good as we want it to be. So first thing, we'll simply click on auto and see what it looks like. So okay, basically that's not bad, but that's still not what we are looking for. So what we'll do, we are going to work with the three little things right here. So pretty simple. This is the darkest color, this is the brightest color, and this is the gray color inside of our picture. So we'll start with the darkest color right here, and what we want to look for, the darkest part of the picture. So if we look at this picture, the darkest part would be somewhere right here. So as you can see, the trees right here are really black. So we can go and look for this part of the pic. So we can go and click on them. So once again, if you click on a bright part, this means that this bright part right here, for example, you want it to be darkest part. So it won't make sense. So as you can see, it doesn't make sense at all. So once again, what we want to look for, the darkest part inside of the picture. So once again, we have those trees right here. Second thing, we want to have the brightest part of the picture. So here we are going to select the little, this thing, and we want to look for the brightest part inside of the picture of this picture. So once again, if you want it to be really the brightest one, you can look for the brightest part. If you don't want it to be too bright, you can look for a part that is bright but not too bright. So once again, we are going to look for the brightest part. Here I think it's pretty bright, so we can select the part right here. And finally, this one right here, this one is more optional. In some pictures it's gonna bring great result, in others it's not gonna bring too much result. So let's say this one right here. So this is let's say in the middle. So basically we are looking for the color gray. So basically we want the part that is the most neutral, so between white and black, so the grayest part. Once again, as I said, this one is really optional. In some cases it's gonna bring a certain difference. In other cases it will not bring no difference. So what we'll do, we'll simply try to find the grayest part in the picture, and here we can find it maybe in the clouds. So we can try right here. So it gives a more greener effect. So as we can see, when we are looking for this, when we are looking for the grayest part, what's happening, it gives us more a vintage effect. So a vintage effect that tends more to the blue or to, for example, the green, and it's more, as you can see, winter colors. So in this case it's more winter colors, which makes sense because as you can see there is no leaves on the trees on this picture, so it makes sense. It's not winter, but it's late autumn, so basically November month colors. So right now if we compare this picture with this picture right here, so here we have a nice picture that is that's a picture, but as we can see, there is a pink color around the picture, and it's not, well, we can't really see the natural colors of the picture, but here we really have the natural colors of the picture, and we can really see the autumn in this picture. So basically we can say that it's cold, the colors are more cold, and basically this is exactly what we see in this picture right here. And as you can see, I did it in only 3 clicks, so pretty simple. I just select the darkest part of the picture, the brightest part, and finally I select the grayest part of the picture. So we can do this with our other pictures. So for example, this picture right here that we have created, we can work on it as well. We can work with other backgrounds. So I should have some other backgrounds right here. There we go. We have one background right there. So just close all the other backgrounds. And we will take away our tour. Great. So same thing right here. Let's say we want to work with this background right there. What we'll do, we'll simply bring on the curves. And pretty much same thing. What we want to do is simply select the brightest part of the picture. Once again, here I think it's pretty bright, so we can select it. Once again, it's more white. So here it really depends what you guys want from the picture. So if it's too bright, as you can see, this is exactly what we will have as, this is exactly what we will have. So you don't want to select a part that is too dark, but once again, you don't want to select, you don't want to select a part that it's too dark. So as you can see, this is, basically this is the tool that we need. Here we go. All right. This one right here makes more sense. And this one will be the darkest. So basically here we'll want to select the darkest part of the picture. So we have the trees right here. So as you can see, it gives a certain effect to the picture. And finally, the grayest part of the picture. So basically it's gonna be the color right there. So here we go. Doesn't change completely the picture, but it gives a certain effect to it. So here we go. So this is the picture without the effects. Well, this is the picture without the effects. This is the picture with the effects that we have brought to it. So as you can see, the differences are in some cases, differences are not that, can't be really seen. So for example, in this picture, we can clearly see that the picture have been worked. So it already have been modified on Photoshop. And here we worked it a little bit more, so we can see the colors a bit better. There is no pink lightning, so here it's way more, there is more pink. With when we worked on the picture, we worked, we can see more the blue, so there is the blue color, there is more, straight in the picture. So as you can see what this does, so basically it will simply change the effect of the picture. So let's try it with another background. So for example, this one, we have the beach right here. Once again, we can work this background out. So pretty simple. We'll just go on curves right here. And from this moment, what we can do is pretty much the same thing. So we have the darkest part of the picture. So we want to look for something that is pretty dark. So here we have our darkest part. So as you can see, automatically when we have selected the darkest part of the picture, all the trees became a little bit more darker. So we can see more the trees inside of this picture. And this one will be the brightest part of the picture. So here we can, for example, select the sand that is pretty bright. Right. Just do it again. So darkest part right here, brightest part somewhere on the sand, and finally the grayest part. So basically the part that is the most neutral, and there is no gray right here. So in my opinion, there is no need to use the gray color, so we'll just not use it. So this is with the modifications, this is without the modifications. So as you can see, without the modification, so there is not a big difference, but we can see the difference. So basically with the modifications, the green becomes more greener. Here, this blue right there becomes way more blue than on this picture. So basically the colors are way more brighter or straight to your face. We can say, if we can say it this way. If you guys want to play a little bit more with the pick, it's pretty simple. You can just select places that are less brighter than the sand. And in this case, what's gonna happen is that the picture will become a little bit less brighter. Well, not less brighter, but the effect will be a little bit more different. But besides of that, as you can see, what it does, it really modifies the picture in a way that is pretty cool. So I hope right now you guys know how to use the curves tool to be able to work with your pictures and modify them really easily without necessarily needing to do anything else. Well, you can do other things, of course, but with this you will have a good basis to start the color modification of your picture. So that's it for this class, guys, and see you all in our next class. Hello guys, and welcome back to another class of our course about the complete introduction to Photoshop. So in today's class we are still going to talk about colors, and as you can see we are going to use the same picture that we used in the past class. So basically, as you can see, this is just our basic picture that we have modified by using the curves tool. Basically what we are going to talk about today will be the curve tool and also the color balance, because both of them are pretty well, works pretty much not the same way, but they work together, we can say it this way. So what's gonna happen in this class is that we are going to learn how to use the curve tool in a more advanced way, as well as the color balance tool, how to balance colors and stuff. And in the next class we are going to practice everything on some different pictures. So let's start. All right, so basically right here you have your curve tool. Well, we have our picture right there that we are working with, which is a smart object. And here we have our curve tool. So basically the curve tool is based on 4 colors. So we have the red, the green, as well as the blue. So when you start, and first of all, when you have took your picture, you have applied well, let's say you have applied the auto right here, so the auto coloration of the picture. So basically all the colors goes automatically, and you are still not satisfied with the picture. What you can do is you can work with each of those colors separately. And how exactly does this work? So to explain you how this works, we are going to use another tool that is called the color balance, and it's pretty much right here. So as I said, the curve tool will allow you to work with the red, the green, as well as the blue. And pretty much it works the same way with the color balance. So let's say you take this picture right here and you decide to work with the red color. So you say that, oh, there is not enough red color inside of your picture. So what you can do is that you can grow the red, the red coloration inside of your picture. So once again, if you grow the red coloration, the picture will become more red. But if you make the red coloration smaller, so basically you reduce the red coloration, what's gonna happen is that your color will go to the cyan. So how exactly do I know this? It's pretty simple, it's just right here. So basically more red means less cyan, and more cyan means less red. So basically if you wanna take away the red, you will have more cyan, and if you want to take away the cyan, you will have more red. Basically this is how it works. So to grow the red coloration, you will reduce the cyan coloration, and to reduce the cyan coloration, you will grow the red coloration. So this is pretty much how it works. So let me just come back right here. So what you can do right now is the moment that you have that you have worked with your picture, you can work with the color balance of your picture. So here you can decide if you want to make your picture more, let's say we can say it this way, more hot or more cold. So basically if you use cold colors such as, for example, cyan, or for example purple, or for example blue, so those colors are pretty cold colors. So basically you can give a certain effect to your picture. Your picture will look more cool. So let's say, for example, we are working with this picture right here, and we want to make it more cool. So how exactly can I make this picture so it looks more cool? So it's pretty simple. Right here, I'm gonna simply tend to this color. Instead of tending to the red, I'm gonna tend my picture to the cyan. So I'll go right here. So I'll go back to my picture right there, and I can go back to my red and simply reduce the red coloration. So automatically it becomes a little bit more cyan, more blue. So we can see that in the picture, the picture looks more cool. So basically it looks more cool. Same thing for the green. So basically if we reduce the green coloration, this is exactly what's gonna happen. So the picture will tend more to the, well, in this case, the purple. So as you can see, we can make the picture more dark, more cold. If you want to make the picture more hot, we can simply put it a little bit higher. So you'll see the picture will look more hot. Once again, if you make it too much green, it's not gonna be beautiful. You want to have a certain balance between your colors. Another way that you guys can do so here I don't like it that much, so we can keep it like this, because once again, this is an autumn picture in my opinion, and it has a certain style, so I prefer it like this. If I want to make it more let's say hot, what I can do is simply increase the red coloration inside of the picture, and once again I'll just have to play with it, and it will look a little bit more hot. So if I make it like this, once again I don't want to make it too much red because well, it won't make sense. But if you want to make something that makes more sense, you can just increase the red coloration inside of your picture. Another way to do it will be by playing with the color balance. So once again, it works pretty much the same way. You can increase the red coloration inside of your picture, reduce it right here. Same thing for the magenta, for the cyan coloration, you can reduce it right here. But as you can see, it will, well, it's not gonna work the same way as on the curves part right here. As you can see, I personally prefer working on the curves, but you can work both on, well, on the color balance as well as on the curves, basically to modify your picture. So as you can see right here, we can add a little bit more green, so the picture will become more, let's say, hot. So if we can relate it to real life, we can say, for example, we can make this picture look like it's, for example, summer, or it's, for example, let's say end of autumn. So we can make it work in both ways. So here, for example, it's more, in my opinion, it's a summer effect. But if we reduce, for example, the green part of the picture, well, if we reduce the green a little bit, put more cyan, the picture becomes more dark, it becomes more cold. So basically right here, it could be a more, in this case, more autumn picture. So less yellow, more blue. So it looks more cold automatically because there is more blue, there is more, well, the water is a little bit more dark. So this is how basically you can work with your pictures. Well, work with colorations in a more advanced way. And here you will play directly on the color balance of the picture. So in the past class, we talked about playing with the red, well, talked about playing with the white, finding the white, the black, and the gray inside of the picture. Right now, when all this is done and all, well, you have everything you need, you can play with the coloration of your pictures right here. So basically with the red, green, or blue, and you decide which one you want to play with. So as you can see, it's pretty cool. And finally, when you're done with this, you can simply play with your color balance. Once again, if you can do this on the background of the picture, you can modify the picture. You can modify one of the layers. So I explained during the past classes how to modify only one layer, and basically you can add this layer later to your picture, and it's gonna work just fine. So right now you know how to modify, well, right now you know how to work with curves in a more intense way, as well as with the color balance. So that's it for this class, guys, and see you all in our next class.